Hey Scrappers, it's Vanessa here, and today I'm playing along with Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches, and I'm also using Rosie Studios Wildwood collection, and so the sketch that I'm using is from day 6, and I believe it was Nadine Michelle, who goes by Paper Route Scrapbooking, if I have that right. The sketch was at the beginning, and then it did pop up there in the corner as well, but that's the sketch we are going to use, and this is a perfect sketch for using 6x6 pattern papers. I will tell you that is definitely the way to go for this one. If you want to use up some papers, this is a great one. To start my page, I did pull out a stamp. This just has like a text and sort of like a botanical print stamp. Really, it's just a background stamp. I used some whipped honey, and then I'm doing some over coffee Catherine Pooler ink on my background. I did use the over coffee to create some splatters as well, but basically I just stamped those two stamps in the background, just really messy, not really being too precise. I don't really care how well it stamps. I just want it to add some color to my background. I tried to use my Heidi Swapp Gold Color Shine, but I ended up having to pull a different gold from my stash because I couldn't get the top off, so I have to go run it underwater or something to get it to open. But basically that completed my background. I am going to mat that white cardstock on a piece of brown cardstock that is actually from the Wildwood collection as well. And then there you saw I took 4 6x6 pattern papers from that same collection from the 6x6 paper pad, and I layered them up. I decided to go with a yellow and sort of a peachy pink colors from the collection for this page, and then lots of wood element sort of ephemera pieces because I am doing 2 photos of a hawk that was at the zoo that I am documenting for this page, and so I kept the colors sort of in that peachy pink and yellow, and then the wood grains, definitely keeping with the colors sort of that reminded me of the hawk or like the environment that the hawk was in. And so I layered up my pattern papers. I don't have them going from top to bottom of the page like the sketch. I put them much closer together, and then because my photos are larger, they take up a much larger spot on the page. But I definitely think it is in keeping with the sketch. Now I did not run stitching like the sketch shows across the entire bottom. I used 2 types of washi tape, that brown lace and then the gold washi, and I'm just going to have that sort of be almost the base of my cluster that I'm creating down here at the bottom, and so that is going to be one of my larger clusters, and then I have that other cluster that's up by my title, which I moved the title from the bottom to the top, and it's just Hello Lovely, and then all the embellishments that I have up at the top. Again, I did pull in some florals from my stash to go with this, but everything else is from that Wildwood Rosie Studios collection. So I'm just going through and creating one more very small cluster to mirror the cluster or the journaling spot that's up at the top left of the sketch. And so I'm just pulling some chipboard pieces, and I have a sticker up there in that, and then I'm pulling some word strip chipboard pieces from one of the other pieces of this collection, the chipboard phrases of this collection, and basically I'm just going to kind of play around with where everything is going to land, but pretty much how you see it here is how I'm going to go off camera in just a few minutes and glue everything down. I'm just sort of trying to determine if there was anything else I was going to put up in this cluster. I end up with just that floral. Off camera, when I did glue everything down, I decided to come back and add some more of that washi in all 3 of my clusters. I felt like it really pulled everything together when I put that washi in the 3 clusters. I also decided to take some of they're almost like enamel dots, but they are on the phrase sticker sheet for the Wildwood collection. I decided to just take some of the circle little enamel kind of dots and place those in the centers of my florals. And then I decide to take some of these brown sequins, which all want to stick together. You're going to see me struggle here with these like constantly as I'm trying to glue them down. But I decide to add these sequins, and I am going to add all of these sequins on and then I'm going to stand back and I'm going to look at the page and I'm going to decide that there's too many sequins and they are taking up, or they're taking your focus. They're pulling the focus a little bit too much. So luckily they haven't really glued down. And so once I get them all stuck down, I'm going to come back and pull the majority of them up. So you're going to see, and I think I left this all on camera. And so yeah, here is where I look at it and I go, nope, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And here's where I come in and I decide to just do 3 in amongst the clusters. And so, yeah, I pulled them off, and that I like better. It doesn't, detract from the page. You aren't focused on the sequins like you were before. So that's going to do it for this page. Here's the still photos. Don't forget to go check out the playlist below. Check out Nadine. And with that, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.